Hi, how are you? Our story today is called Queen Alexia. Once upon a time, there were two sisters, Alexia and Wendy. Alexia was older than Wendy by 10 years. At a very young age, Wendy looked up at Alexia. She saw in her a beautiful older sister and grew fond of her. The way she takes care of herself, the way she dresses, the way she laughs, the way she walks, the way she talks. Years passed, and when Wendy got married, she lived at a close proximity of her older sister, Alexia, and her family. Alexia's husband, Sam, and Wendy's husband, Mike, became friends. You look from the outside and you see a lot of similarities between Sam and Mike. But they were different in so many ways. Yet they got along really, really well. It's not really a problem with men. Men usually get along well. Because of the close proximity and because Alexia was always trying to show Wendy the ropes of life since she was little, there was a lot of hanging around together between the two families. Alexia had three kids, two boys and a girl. Wendy had two boys. Wendy's boys grew up to be so fond of their Aunt Alexia as well. She was so much fun, social, always holding gatherings and hosting parties. She was a great cook. She always looked rested and refreshed. Despite being older than Wendy by 10 years, age never really approached her. You look at her even as she exits her shower and you'd be impressed by how she's caring for her nails, her skin, her hair, her body. She never put extra weight ever. She never went on a diet. Her home was always neat and tidy. She always kept up with fashion and dressed nicely. She followed up with her kids' progress at schools. She worked as a teacher, standing up and teaching all day, then preparing and checking and marking tests and exams as the year progressed. Her students loved her. You can go and visit her home at any time, and it looks as if it was just cleaned, freshly polished, with some yummy, fresh from the oven treats ready for whoever is hungry. She kept up with the news and she enjoyed watching movies and sports games with her families. So how? How did she do all that? How did she manage? How did she have the time and energy to handle all that and still be happy and upbeat, rested and refreshed? It's like she's Superwoman. But Alexia was not Superwoman. She was a queen. Now, when these boys noticed all the wonderful things that Alexia managed to do and how everything seemed to be in order and under control, both boys dreamed of marrying someone like Aunt Alexia. As time went by, one of the boys actually did. She appeared to be a replica of Aunt Alexia with the exact same potential. 20 years into the marriage, Alexia's replica was all rusty. She opened the door one day, she left and never came back. Why? Is it because Aunt Alexia comes only once in a lifetime? Is it because people are fake? Could it be that there is a reason for Alexia to be the way that she is? Behind the scenes, let me take you behind the scenes. When these boys failed to realize that Alexia was deeply inwardly happy because of how much her husband Sam appreciated her and was fond of her all the time. They did not notice that every gathering or party Alexia had, Sam raved about the amazing food that she did. They thought he was speaking, telling the truth. Yeah, because her food is really good. It's true, she was a great cook. They did not see it as a form of affection. They did not notice that during the lean years of their early marriage, Both of them, Alexia and Sam, cooked together, washed dishes together, swept together, took turns in waking up with their babies, invented games for the students in the school to be more engaged, even though Sam is not a teacher. Sam never missed an opportunity to talk highly of Alexia. Every woman whose husband lacked such ability to look at his wife and continue to love her throughout their marriage thought that Sam was but a fake show-off. Sam enjoyed making Alexia feeling like royalty. He made sure he loved spending time with her. He made sure that she knows that he loved spending time with her. He made sure she loved spending time with him. In his merry way, whenever his male friends made fun of him, implying that he had been whipped big time in this relationship, he would always announce his father's advice. Don't spend more time with your mistress than with your wife. According to Sam, the term mistress entailed computer and various gadgets, TV, video games of all kinds, male buddies, your beloved car, or any hobby you actively do. All this fall under the term mistress. Do not spend more time with your mistress than with your wife. Like Alexia, Sam took care of himself. He made time for his hobbies and his buddies, but never at the expense of his time with his wife. Till they retired, they would still go dancing together, have a decent candlelight dinner once a month, take a brisk walk through sunset during their beach vacations. Sam ensured that Alexia with him feels both wanted and cared for. Their time together was always a date. Even after decades of marriage, they gave each other undivided attention. And no matter what was going on in their lives in terms of challenges, pains, pleasures, they made sure that their time together is a time for fun, a time of appreciation, and a time of a pleasant chat. Sam cleaned out the kitchen, emptied the dishwasher, put the kids to sleep, made the bed. Why would you do that? More importantly, why did you get married if you end up doing that? Maybe he gets rewarded after doing that? Ho ho ho! His friends mockingly teased. This is our home. This is our life. We share it together. We operate it together. We maintain it together. There is no reward or score or keeping count. The reward for both of us is that we enjoy our life together. Now let's take a look at Wendy's family and the two boys. Mike, Wendy's husband, was nothing like Sam. He was more reserved. When he felt unhappy or neglected, he never shared. He never voiced his feelings and he never talked about it. He made sure to steer clear of possible conflicts. Similarly, he ignored when he felt that Wendy's emotions were a little bit on the negative side. Wendy was different than Alexia too. She would constantly talk about what Mike did or said and did not say or did not do. She freely exposed his words and actions in any gathering. She always had something to say. Any topic you open with her can easily go on for hours. Listening was not one of her skills. She was very expressive when it came to talking about anything and everything, on the opposite of Mike. Besides, she was always right. And if she wasn't, it was because she had misunderstood or her intentions were always good. And they were. But if she hurt somebody's feelings, it's because this other person is extra sensitive. Not because she did something wrong. She can't do anything wrong. Mike's nature and Wendy's nature drew them apart. Mike could never open up because he might as well broadcast all that he feels and thinks on a national-wide radio station, because whatever he tells Wendy will not end there. It will be spread all over. At the same time, Mike was a teasing kind of guy. His way of making fun or lighting up the mood or connecting with others was to tease them by saying something completely unexpected. Affectionate words or actions like dancing at any candlelight dinner were never his game or language. Happy birthday! I love my life more because you are in it. Thinking of you. This was a text that Sam sent to Alexia on her 60th birthday. Happy birthday! I love my life more because you are in it. Thinking of you. A text that Mike highly ridiculed. Mike complimented Wendy maybe a total of 7 times during their 40 years of marriage. He complimented other women more than he complimented Wendy. Why would you compliment other women and not me? At first I thought you have some kind of disability that you cannot compliment me and you cannot see the good in women to compliment them. But now I know that it is selective. Why would you not compliment me the way you compliment other women? Mike would try to get away from answering this question. Compliment? What are you talking about? I'm talking about Maria on July 15th, Sandra on August 17th, Rebecca on January 7th, Fiona on December the 12th. That's the kind of person Wendy was. She could memorize infinitely, fetch memories with names and places and events, no matter how old, then list and have endless interrogation-like conversations. Mike praised Wendy's efforts in general, but never did he compliment her as a person or demonstrate admiration for her personally. Wendy wished that Mike would be more like Sam. But this did not stop her from joining in the female circle of ridicule of Sam's behavior. Well, sure, I would be happy to receive this now, but when I was 20 or 30, I would think of my husband as, less manly. And I would be suspicious of him if he sends me something like this. Oh, my life is better because you're in it. What is that? That's Alexia's friends and Wendy. And that's why I have Sam, and that's why you all have your manly husbands who drive you crazy and whom you cannot stop complaining about. And guess what? You cannot spend 1 hour alone with him in a room if the TV is not on. This was Alexia's reply. As the glasses rose to celebrate their anniversary, Sam looks into Alexia's eyes. Again, this is the 60th anniversary. I promise to make you happy, and I'm committed to this. And I'm keeping my promise until the day I die. Oh, come on! This is so weird, so cheesy. Just plain chick flick. This is what Alexia's friends and Wendy reply. You know what? One of you must be dying of critical illness to say something like this. Other than this, it just. Now, why did Alexia's replica leave? Mike's son loved his Aunt Alexia, and that's why he went looking for her younger version, the replica of Aunt Alexia, until he found her, and he did marry her. Annabelle had the potential. She was the delicate, beautiful flower, but she was not implanted in Sam's soil. She got transplanted in Mike's soil because Mike's son was an exact replica of his father, only a little polished from the outside. And that's how he attracted Annabelle. Annabelle, though cut and designed to grow up and flourish like Alexia did, she was never able to. We underestimate the power of environment. Environment is stronger than willpower. It is. Because if you are in a non-loving environment, you cannot breathe. And if you cannot breathe, you cannot live. And the legacy continues. On advising his boys As they grew up and were ready to start their own relationships, Sam, Alexia's husband, tells his kids, you need to understand that your wife is not your cleaning lady or the woman who picks up after you. Your wife is not your mother who will rise above your tantrums and forgive your childish acts. Your wife is not your cook, your food shopper, your dry cleaner, or your kid's caregiver. Then he would turn to his daughter and say, same here. Your husband is not your father who will tolerate your foolishness and irresponsible acts. Your husband is not your chauffeur or guard who will be lying around in the mall waiting for you to finish your shopping. Your husband is not your child that you can scold and punish. Your husband is not your punching bag that you will throw your emotional baggage at. Husbands and wives are not meant to fix each other's flaws or live with them or tolerate them. Wives are beautiful plants and delicate flowers. Husbands are the branches, the trunk, and the root. Both need love and care to grow healthy, but in different ways. Both need sun and attention. Both need water and soil. Both need long-term care. She may depend on him to carry her. He will depend on her to hold him. He is there for her and she is there for him. You may say this is an old-fashioned viewpoint, but it's what makes your life worth living. You cannot be a success at work when you have a war at home. You cannot be a good parent when you're not cared for and loved. Your kids want to be in a relationship. Then you need to know that you kids want to be in a relationship, then you need to know that it is an adult to adult partnership. You build it together, you hold it together, you carry it together. You raise the kids together, you manage your finances together, you plan together, you clean together, you travel together. Yes, each one will have his and her me time to reflect, to hang out with their friends, to practice your hobbies, or just to chill. But where your partner is where you're home. You have to first learn how to behave like an adult and grow up mentally and emotionally before you are in a relationship. Learn how to manage yourself, your frustrations, your disappointments, your stresses in a mature way first before you decide to go into a relationship. For harmony purposes, you need to have the same values, the same parenting viewpoints, and the same taste in music, movies, and friends. You need to always use respectful, kind, and loving language, no matter how bad or angry you feel. Your dinner time together is something that is sacred, something that you can never be late for and you can never take for granted. It's all about training yourself, really. Wow, that's a lot of work, Dad. Well, and when you do it, you will be a fine person. I don't believe that husband and wife complete each other. I believe that each of them has a personal responsibility to develop and grow into fine, independent people, and together they dance through this journey in harmony. Wow, that's a huge lesson that Mike never learned and never taught his boys. But this is what Sam taught his kids. Will they live up to their parents' philosophy about marriage? Maybe yes, maybe no. They saw the example growing up, but they can choose whether to adopt it or go different way because it is a lot of work. To my queen Alexia, life is so much prettier because of you. To my prince Sam, life is worth living because of you. I loved every day we lived together. Ah, so cheesy, so fake. It's actually so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed the story. You may agree with it, you may not. Well, everybody is entitled to their own viewpoint. Have a great day.